Hello, 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 and welcome to the Bulletin podcast, where we talk self-love, empowerment, boudoir, and anything else that makes us feel like a total babe. My name is Alicia. I'm a boudoir photographer and body liberation expert out of Port Washington, Wisconsin, and I'm so glad that you are here and listening. How is everybody doing? I hope you're having a good day, and if you're not having a great day, I certainly hope it gets better. I have the best days when I get to go to the beach. And I am chomping at the absolute bit for summer to get here. Honestly, spring would be nice. I mean, maybe by the time this episode comes out, I will have manifested spring into existence and it will no longer be cold. But I would really, really love summer to get here. But I know that not everybody feels the same. And summer can be kind of stressful for some people, especially when we start talking about going to the beach, going to the pool, and having to put on a swimsuit. So let us prepare our brains and our body image and our mindset to get ready for going to the beach. I've got a couple of ways, and by a couple, I mean 9. I have 9 ways to help you feel good in a swimsuit if that makes you uncomfortable or if you're nervous about putting something on and then heading into the water. So let's talk about it. First, number 1, you can wear whatever kind of swimsuit you want to wear. At the start of summer, in body positive spaces, I see a phrase occur over and over and over. And that phrase is, all bodies are bikini bodies. And I get it. I understand the sentiment behind that. I understand that whoever is saying that is trying to be kind and empowering and uplifting. And yes, all bodies can wear a bikini, but I know I'm not really a bikini person. So coming across people kind of saying like, wear a bikini, put on the bikini. You gotta wear the bikini. Don't you love yourself? Wear the bikini. It's too much for me and I don't like it. I'm a one-piece suit kind of girl. I also love a really high-rise swim, like a high-waist swimsuit. I will never wear a string bikini. It's just not for me. I don't want to. So you do not have to wear a bikini in order to have fun at the beach or even to love your own body. You are doing just a great job. You're doing a great job being kind to yourself regardless of the type of swimsuit that you want to wear. So yeah, while we do know that all bodies can indeed be a bikini body, not everybody does feel comfortable in one. And like I said, it almost feels like if you don't want to wear this little 2-piece, then you must not love yourself. And we know that that's not true. So if a more conservative suit is your jam, then stick with that. It's far better that you find a 1-piece that makes you feel really good than a bikini that makes you feel really uncomfortable. Because which one are you more likely to put on and then go have a blast at the beach? The 1-piece, what you're more comfortable in. So wear what you got and get ready to strut your stuff on the beach, whether that is in a 1-piece or a tankini or a bikini or board shorts and a t-shirt. Honestly, I want you to wear whatever you want to wear so that you at least go to the beach or that you at least go to the pool, that you get to make memories with your friends, your children, your family. That is so much more important than what you're wearing. So if you do, though, want to get to the point where you are wearing something outside of your comfort zone, I got some steps to help you there as well. I've talked about affirmations before. We're going to talk about them again. I think affirmations are very helpful, at least if you're in the headspace to accept them. If you were like, I absolutely hate my body, then saying something like, my body is a good body, might not actually stick into your brain right away. I would recommend starting with some body neutral affirmations then. But if you're in a place where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to like myself, I'm ready to love myself a little bit more, then great. Let's change how your brain thinks about your body with a little bit of time and a little bit of practice. And we can do that practicing by using affirmations. Typically, when we start out, we may not necessarily believe the affirmation that we are saying, but the more that you repeat it, the more believable it will become, which is pretty cool. I do tend to like to start with neutral affirmations like I deserve to go to the pool. That's just a straight up fact. There's nothing subjective about that. It is just an objective truth, which is you do deserve to go to the pool. It's 90 degrees out and the pool is open and your kids have been bouncing off the wall and you actually would like to get some vitamin D yourself. Yeah, you deserve to go to the pool. And then you can work your way up to something that is more positive, like I look amazing in my bathing suit. I look amazing in this outfit. I look so good on the beach wearing what I'm wearing. We can get there. We can build there. But again, start with something neutral and work your way up. I know it sounds a little hooey, a little fooey or whatever, but affirmations do work. They straight up kind of help rewire your brain and get the neurons firing between positive pathways and all that good stuff. So don't knock it till you try it and stick with it for a little bit and see if it helps. I would also recommend wearing your swimsuit at home or maybe like a private beach or a private pool if you have access to one of those, because that's also practice. I want you to practice wearing your swimsuit. I know that sounds silly, but I do. That's how we get better at things, right? If you compare my level of crocheting abilities with that of someone who's been doing it for 10 years, who do we think is better? The person who's been doing it for 10 years. I am terrible at crocheting. I'm garbage. But if I were to practice for a long time, I know I would get much better at it. I'd get good. Same thing when we are trying to wear clothes that are outside of our comfort zone. We gotta practice. So if you really struggle with the idea of wearing a swimsuit, then wear it at home before you go anywhere public with it. I want you to maybe set up a sprinkler in your backyard, pull out the lawn chair and just chill and let the water flow on you, because wearing your swimsuit in the backyard might be scary enough. So start there. You can wear it outside to do a little bit of sunbathing and sucking up that vitamin D. Again, as long as you are wearing sunscreen, okay? Wear it in your garden when you're picking your carrots or what have you. Wear it when you are playing with your kids in the sprinkler. You know, get comfy having it on before you head somewhere public, because going from I hate wearing a swimsuit to I'm at a beach with a bunch of people in a swimsuit is a very big jump. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I think for most of us, baby steps working towards that is the way to go. So practice wearing your swimsuit, okay? So we have bought a tankini that we really like, and we've been telling ourselves, I deserve to go to the beach. My body deserves to be at the beach. I deserve to sit in the sun and enjoy the sand. We've been saying our neutral affirmations. We wore the tankini in our backyard for the last couple of weeks. On the weekends, we've been putting it on, and we've been doing stuff in it. And now we are finally ready to go to the beach. It probably still feels so scary. It feels so scary to put it on and now go somewhere and other people are going to see us in the swimsuit. Do not go at peak hours. Saturday at noon, we're not jumping into that. We're not going that hard right off the bat. We're going to keep taking these baby steps and we are going to keep building up our comfort level. So I would avoid the weekends. Those do tend to be pretty busy. And maybe we're just not in a place yet where we want strangers, a bunch of strangers seeing us. So if you can, maybe the middle of a work day. I know South Beach is not that busy on weekdays, you know, while most people are at work. It's a little more chill. My husband and I have gotten pretty good at figuring out what times of day people are not out, because we have a dog who's got some reactivity. So I feel like we have figured out when we can be out without other people around. And yeah, like mornings or like mid-morning, not normally super duper busy at the beach on a weekday. But I get that, like, you know, people have jobs. We have to work. That's not always super duper accessible. So an evening, also a great option. We might see a few more people there, but if you can work out like a weeknight evening, You're definitely going to run into fewer people than if you were to go on the weekend. And also, if you have the ability to walk for a little bit, most people who go to a beach tend to just kind of set up shop right at the very start of the beach. If you're able to walk for a little bit, I would keep walking down the beach, get a little bit of movement in, enjoy the sound of the waves, and set up far away from people if you can, because that will definitely help as well with comfort levels. So we're going to save the water parks and the busy pool times for later in our body confidence journey, so that those outings are as successful as this one, where you went to the beach on a Tuesday evening. There weren't a ton of people there. You walked a little bit down the beach, and the sky did not fall when you took off your swimsuit cover up and revealed a tankini to the world, right? That's a successful outing, and I want you to have the same experience when you do go somewhere that's a lot more busy. Cover-ups are a fantastic option for sun protection. Yes, which we do want. Like I said earlier, make sure you're wearing your sunscreen, and they can help prevent sunburn, so we love a cover-up, but they do also offer a really wonderful stepping stone as well. So if you're feeling like maybe we're not in a place just yet on a busy Saturday afternoon where we can show off the whole body yaddy in a swimsuit, that's okay. You're at the beach. That's a win. Keep your cover up on. That's totally fine. It's basically clothing. It's just very lightweight. So wearing them to the beach or the pool, totally acceptable. I have one that I wear. My husband has a lightweight shirt that he wears to keep his body protected from the sun because he fries up like a little lobster oh so quickly at the beach. Okay, so cover-ups, very, very normal. And if you're just not sure yet about walking around, let's say a hotel, like maybe you go to a hotel and there's a water park or a pool at the hotel. Maybe we're not so sure yet about walking around a huge hotel like the Dells or in the Dells, and we don't want our swimsuit out there, then go grab yourself a cute cover up. And then you get to wear your swimsuit, but you also have the security to cover up whenever you feel like you need it. All right, so we love cover-ups. I also want you to accessorize a little bit, have some fun with what you're wearing. Treat your bathing suit like it's an outfit. I always feel really confident when I'm wearing like cute earrings, especially hoops and maybe a bold lip. So, hey, why wouldn't I do that when I am putting on a swimsuit? And yes, I know that this is not practical in all situations, but let's just go with it. Let's roll with it a little bit. Dress up your swimsuit and make it feel like an outfit that you're really proud of, and throw on your cute earrings and wear a really cute glittery or rhinestone sandal. Why not? We're going to accessorize however we would a normal outfit, because I find that when I put a little bit of effort into what I'm wearing, I do tend to feel better for the rest of the day. It's kind of like, ooh, like I took time to dress me up today and I feel really good about what I'm wearing, and I kind of do want people to see the effort that I put into this outfit because I think it's a cute outfit. So do the exact same thing with your swimsuit. Okay? Heck, you could do your hair. You could curl your hair. You could put on a little bit of makeup if that would help you feel better about wearing a swimsuit out in public. Okay? You do you. Just maybe not mascara, unless it's waterproof. Because we all know what happens when mascara meets the water. It's not a super fun time for the person who's wearing it. But otherwise, yeah, doll yourself up a little bit. Have fun with it. Grab the sun hat. Do your nails before you go to the beach. Whatever it is. Dress yourself up a little bit. Another tip, we're going to bring a support system with us. Okay, so you do not have to have the body confidence to go to the beach or the pool all by yourself. It can be very scary to do stuff alone. And I think having a supportive friend or a partner there to cheer you on and let you know like you're doing a really good job, so helpful. I know here in the boudoir studio, that's certainly the case. I call myself a self-love cheerleader for that exact reason. Sometimes people who are putting their bodies out there and they're in a very vulnerable state, they really need someone to hoot and holler for them. And as much as I would love to be that person for you, alas, I cannot accompany all of you to the beach. I wish I could. So bring someone with you who will be that for you. They will be your self-love cheerleader. They will hoot and holler for you and root for you and let you know that you're doing a really good job stepping outside of your comfort zone. Ask for the support and go hit that beach with someone who you know is rooting for you. It is totally okay to ask for help, okay? I also want you to think about what your swimsuit looks like in terms of the color and the pattern. What's your favorite color? What's your power color? Is it red? Is it a dark blue? Ooh. You know, what pattern makes you go like, heck yeah, when you put it on your body? I know someone who loves leopard print. She loves it. So to me, she should look for a leopard print swimsuit then, right? If that's like her power pattern, then that's what she should be wearing. And you got to get that in a swimsuit. The cool thing about now, we've got access to a lot of swimsuits. Even if they're not all in person, shopping online has really kind of opened up the designers that we have access to. So there is probably a design, a pattern, a color out there that is speaking your language. Odds are you are going to find it somewhere. If you know that purple makes your eyes pop, then get a purple swimsuit. If you know that cheetah print makes you feel like a babe, I'm looking at you millennials who grew up with the cheetah girls. If you know, then you should get a swimsuit in that pattern. And my last tip. We've gone through 8 so far. How are we feeling? Do we feel prepared? We've picked out a swimsuit in a style that's not too much for us, right? We've got our one piece or our tankini or our shorts and a tank top. We've been saying our affirmations. We practiced in our backyard. We went to the beach a couple times in the evening. We found a friend who's willing to go with us. We have a swimsuit that is in red, and we know that red is our power color, and we always feel like such a baddie when we're wearing red. Great, we've got all this stuff. Now what do we do? Well, you're gonna get in the water. That's what you're gonna do. Get in the freaking water. The best way to feel good in your bathing suit is to have fun in it. You have just done all of this work to feel prepared and ready. Now it's time to enjoy the fruit of all of that labor. When you are splashing around and you are floating in a pool, you are not going to be focused on your body. You're going to be too busy laughing. You're going to be too busy enjoying the tube floating down the river with your friends. You'll be focused on relaxation and joy, and that is so much better than thinking about how we look in a swimsuit. And I know that it's really scary, and I know that it's very intimidating, but I promise that you are worth creating those pool or beach memories, okay? And hopefully after these 9 tips, you are feeling way more prepared to go to the beach this summer. I better see your booties out there, because I think being outside in nature, and for me at least, especially near water, is one of the best forms of healing. And I hope you get to enjoy it, all right? Before we get to the babe of the week, of course, I'm going to ask you a couple of little favors, like rating this podcast, reviewing it on whatever streaming platform you're listening to it, sharing it with a friend. If you know someone who needs a confidence boost before summer gets here, please send them this episode. I would love that. It's how we get more ear holes on this bad boy, and we can spread this self-love around. You can also find Bucks and Boudoir on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Pinterest and YouTube and everywhere. So go check out the work that I am doing at my boudoir studio near Milwaukee. And if you are ready to book your own boudoir experience, I would love to chat and plan a session for you. You can find all of that info at www.bucksandboudoir.com. And now, drum roll. Time for the babe of the week. One of my favorite things to talk about. And we're going to throw it out to Nikki at Candid Form, who is actually another business owner right here in Port Washington, Wisconsin. I recently got to be the MC for her fashion show. It was the very first fashion show that Candid Form had thrown, and she was unveiling like her summer lineup. The reason that I love Candid Form so much is because it is a boutique that I can actually shop at. If you are thin, you may not have ever experienced this, but I know my plus size girlies out there have definitely walked into boutiques only to find there is nothing in their size. There's one in, I'm not going to name any names, but I have been in boutiques that only carry extra small through large. I did a fun October boutique crawl with a friend of mine, and the only thing that fit me at any of the stores were earrings. Nothing else. Nobody had clothing that fit me, and I'm between like an extra large and a 1X. I'd say probably 1X I tend to gravitate towards. Most boutiques just do not carry clothing for plus size people. But Candid Form is different. Nikki's values align a lot with my values, and she carries sizing up to 3X, which is pretty dang impressive as a small local boutique. Now, she and I have talked before about why this is, and when she is trying to bring clothing lines into her shop and she is trying to source designs, it is tough out there. Not a lot of people are making clothing for small boutiques that do go up to plus sizes. If you own your own brand, your own label, it's a lot easier because you yourself can design those clothing, and because you yourself can design that clothing and then have your manufacturer create it. But when you're sourcing clothes, you yourself are not actually designing them or working with a manufacturer. You kind of just have to purchase what's available. I know she goes to these huge like shopping expos, I guess we'll call them, like out in Vegas and things like that, and picks for her shop. And it's not easy to find plus size clothing, especially clothing that is trendy and cute and that people would actually want to wear and buy. So I appreciate the effort that she goes through to find lines of clothing that someone who is a small and someone who's a 3X could each buy an item in. And during her fashion show, she had a variety of shapes and sizes so that all of those pieces were being shown off, which I really, really appreciated. And I'm so happy she asked me to be a part of it. And it's nice to know if I do want to shop very local and go to a boutique and buy something, I can get it from her store. The shirt that I'm wearing right now, I purchased at Candid Form. I have an event coming up in October, and that'll be the first store that I go to see if I can find a dress for it. So that is why my babe of the week is Nikki over at Candid Form. I love the inclusivity of her space. I would love it if designers would start making clothing even beyond 3X that she could have access to. That would be super. I really can only think of like one indie brand off the top of my head that does that. But again, they design and manufacture their own clothing. Boutiques do not. So maybe if you're a designer and you are making clothing for boutiques, you could extend your plus sizes, pretty please. But in the meantime, if you are anywhere from I think like a small to a 3X, go check out Candid Form in downtown Port Washington and get some cute stuff. I have a necklace and some earrings that I also really love from Candid Form. The accessories there are very, very cute. So I would recommend, if you are downtown Port Washington, popping in and seeing what you can find. I loved just about everything in that fashion show that I saw. And there's a couple of beach bags in addition to some swimsuit cover-ups and a swimsuit that I really want there. Speaking of accessories and accessorizing your outfit, yeah, Candid Form would be the perfect place to do that. She had this one black swimsuit that had this little gold chain going around the front. It looks so cute. I already own too many swimsuits, but I'll tell you what, the temptation to get another one is very real. And I'm going to just throw it out again to Nikki for being our babe of the week. And I appreciate the inclusivity that she is trying to cultivate in her boutique. And I would love to see other boutiques follow suit. So I will leave you all with the reminder that I always leave you with, and that is that your body is a good body and you deserve to be kind to it. Be good to yourself and be good to others, and we will talk again soon. Bye.